Hello again guys, today we'll be doing an oil and filter change on a Citroen DS3. This is for the 1.6 VTI engine, naturally aspirated, 120 brake horsepower, and I'll show you the proceeds of how basically you go through it. So what we're going to do is to get access to this oil filter housing and the oil filter casing, we're going to take the part of the air intake pipe out. If you've got a 27mm spanner, which we thought we had, but we do not because I've nicked them for work, then what you have to do is then take all this out. So if you can got a spanner, then just take it out from there, and then we'll go from there. Those that don't have a 27mm spanner, you'll have to take the air intake pipe out. So we've got the bolt here that holds this in, and what that will allow us to do is just pull this out. So these are little pushing tabs. I recommend heating up the engine first before pushing these out, because being plastic, when they're cold they'll end up breaking. So we can end up taking the pipes out and then get ready to put the car on the ramps, and then take out the oil filter whilst we're draining the sump. There we go. I'm going to start undoing. Thankfully it's only one bolt, so it makes the job a hell of a lot easier. So yeah, so Phillips speed bolt, just put it onto there, pull this out. So we push this little tag down and then pull out. There we go. That's that one. And this just pulls straight up, and just careful of the bonnet lever, and then just pull things out slightly out like so, and there you go, slides straight out. So we'll put this down one place, keep it safe, and we don't really need to take this one out, so we can just get a socket now and then just seat that on there. So the plan is now get the car on the ramps and go from there. So now what I recommend is getting a Nielsen set. They're good, strong and robust, but not only that, these are perfect socket sizes to just sit onto the oil cap. I like it when it's got a socket on it, so you can just pop it on there like so, undo it a little bit, and then the rest of it you'll have to undo by hand. So yeah, perfect. Specific places where you can jack the car up underneath the sill there, so a bit further down. So there you go, you can jack it up from there and then put your axle stand underneath the cross member there, and underneath the car now we have the sill here for the jacking point, and also the chassis rail there. So we're gonna jack up here, and then same again with the Jag. We're gonna put the axle stand on the chassis rail there. I've gone with the big heavy duty axle stands to show you. So now just gonna loosen it off, and making sure, as you see, that didn't sit right. Move it over to the left slightly. There we go. And then drop the car down. There we go. So that's safe on this side. Now we've just got to jack the other side up. So now we have the axle stands in the safe place. I've kept the jack on just in case of a little inconvenient accident. But just here we want to undo this bolt here, and this bolt here, and this bolt at the back here. And as you can see from a leaking oily sump plug, let it focus, there we go, that's where we'll be taking this off and letting the oil drain out. So nice simple messy job, but gets it done. So the size is a T50. And we'll go straight in and out of that. There we go. So go in. Lefty loosey. There we go, lovely jubbly. So then we can do the rest by hand now. Just dripping oil out. Got no escape of getting oil on your fingers on this one. So advise wearing a glove. And there we go. That can go in there. So the car takes 4.25 litres of oil. And see if it's gone. And that is definitely doing oil change as well. There we go. So whilst this is draining out, we're going to swap it over to the other oil pan, just so it doesn't overfill. And I'm going to take the oil filter out, which will allow more oil to come out as well. So there we go. Quick switcheroo. There we go. Keep that there. Job's good. So now it's just taking the oil filter out. So just undoing here. There we go. So you're only able to get out a small amount, and then you'll have to do the rest by hand. There we go. Might be able to get away with it actually. Nope. Alright, okay. Because that would just get stuck then. So then rest it out by hand. And what I'm going to do now is put one of the existing oil pans underneath it, because I guarantee it's going to drip some oil out. And I'll just put it just under the right side of the engine bay where it is. And then undo, there we go. And pull out, lift out. There you go, there's an oil filter. What I've done now is just cleaning the surface area. So basically you're going to have a reduced smell of burning oil. You're going to get the smell of burning oil anyways after an oil change, because it is a filthy job. But just enough so basically over time the oil will just simply burn off, and then you ain't got to worry about it. You can put a bit of engine degreaser in there. As soon as the engine gets hot, should just allow it to drip down. And thankfully this one doesn't have an under tray, so that's alright. So now it's just simple, do a straight pull and get it everywhere. Right, we only got one O-ring that came with this. It's a very similar protocol to my last video with the Jag. Just get a screwdriver. Get a screwdriver and just lightly push up there and then pull out. There you go. And just place on there. In with the old, out with the old, in with the new. Put a little bit of oil in it around the O-ring. So I'll dip into my finger into the old one and put it around it. So this just allows it to slide straight back on. And put it into the right groove. There we go. As you see, that's how it seats in. And there we go. See it a bit better now. And then put in with the new oil filter. And that pops straight in like that. So that's in. So now it's just to redo the steps and put it back in. There we go. Screw it in by hand first, as tight as you can get it by hand, and then we'll switch over to the ratchet. So righty tighty, lefty loosey, I'll keep on saying it. You get that nicely slot in. So if you're planning on selling the car, you can do this to be an absolute nightmare and go tighten it up as much as you can. But if you're doing your own services, just go tight enough just so it's easy to take off. Thankfully this just has a socket end, but like my car on the Jag, it doesn't. So just enough, there we go. So it just bites. The O-ring will do the rest because it's seated in, and you just check the circumference around and make sure it's fine. Don't put it in at an angle because it won't properly seat and you'll have oil spurt out, and you may either have to get a new oil filler cap, or you're going to have to get a complete new oil housing, which is then a massive job. So just nice flush straight in, and then you ain't got to worry about it. Always do everything by hand.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we have the new sump plug, the new washer. It was desperately needed because it was leaking from the bottom, and if you're doing an oil change, I always recommend swapping them over for a new one anyways. Saves a headache and saves you losing oil. So this has got like a little tab here, and whilst we're waiting for the oil to be fully drained out, I may as well put the intake side back in. So when that tab slots into the bottom, I'll actually show you. So if you come down here, yeah, there's your tab right there, and it just slides in like so. So going a bit further, you see roll reverse basically, watch the bonnet cable, there you go, and you see here there's another little tab there, and that will locate where this goes. So whilst it's loose, we're going to push the intake in and then let that click in like so. So no air leaks, there you go, and that's solid in. Next we'll put the screw in, and we'll yet again start by hand. Make sure that's nice and seated in. There we go. And then simply put, it's just a Phillips screwdriver. Do that till it's tight enough and not over tighten, because it's just plastic, and if you have that too tight it'll just round off and then just keep spinning, and your oil intake will keep on moving, which you don't want, because it won't able to suck in air into the engine. So there you go, that's that bit done. So now the oil is drained out, I'm just going to clean the bottom of the residue now. There we go. And then we're going to put the new sump bolt in. So same as up top, just by hand, make sure the washer's on, and just take your time with it until it finds its own groove. There we go, the original groove. There we go. And you know full well you ain't going to cross thread it and then cause yourself a number of problems to having to change the whole sump. So just going to tighten it up. And all you want to do, just tighten it up just enough. And you feel it bite, and then you go lighter pressure until it stops, like so. There we go. It's probably around about 25 Newton meters if you've got a torque wrench at hand. Yeah, that's tight enough. Just to the point where it stops. You don't want to cause yourself a headache more than you need to. So now it's just filling the oil in, and we're going to check if there's any leaks. So what I'm going to do first, same with my old video, if you wish to watch that one, feel free. Obviously I prefer it if you do, but, but no, never mind. We'll just pop that in there. And what I'm going to do is add just a litre of oil. And this will tell me if there's any leaks from the bottom end, from the sump, and that will tell me whether I need to tighten it up more. Which I don't reckon I will need to, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. So I would rather, tip of the day or tip of the week, I'd rather under tighten something than over tighten and find out. Well, when it consists of oil anyways. There we go. So I'd say about roughly a litre there. Ah, look at that. Lucky guess. Underneath. And I'm just checking. Hello, Mikey. He's checking. He's over checking for me as well. And you can see, absolutely bone dry, and that's what we want. So it's always important to wipe off the excess before you put the sump bolt in, put the new stuff in, then you can tell whether that's new oil or old oil coming out. But as you can see, that looks good. So what I'm going to do now is add the remaining oil. There's my old man. He's got his thumbs up. We're just going to add all the oil in and then run it and then check for leaks again. So then you know full well the car is good to go back on the road. We've got no oil leaks. We'll check round the housing. The car's running at that temperature now. And then you just test it, check the bottom. And no oil leaks either as well. So that's another one of the jobs today, and now we've got a little bit of a surprise we're doing with this one, so stay tuned on that. So what I've done is put 4 litres of oil in, and what I'll do is when the car's on the floor, because thankfully this has got a dipstick, I can, when the car's back level, I can put the exact measurement that I want in it. So it's about 4.25, so yeah. And the oil we got it from is Castrol. And that was from eBay as well. So how much did you pay, Mum?
For this one I paid £26 because it was on a special offer.
Yeah, because you can get them on eBay now, can't you? Yeah. From basically, if you watch it on the list, yeah, you can actually get a discount. The seller will send you normally a discount for the oil.
This 4 litre keg was from Halfords at £26 because I'm in their club.
Okay.
And the second one I bought because I didn't realise I'd need 2 because of the 2.5 extra. I bought from Euro Parts. That was £36.
So the massive difference in pricing as well.
Yeah.
So okay.
Discounts basically.
Yeah. Always check your discounts and all that, and make sure you get at a better price point. We're trying to make this as a cheap and possible DIY for the job. So a garage would probably set you about 250 quid, wouldn't it?
Yeah, for a full service.
For a full service as well. So for this little car, so yeah, always better to learn it DIY anyways. It's fairly straightforward, as you can see in the videos. I reckon anyone can do it, so give it a go.